From the mean streets of Essex, England, broadcasting around the world, this is Whatkast.
This is Whatkast. And this tune was supposed to be playing quite a few times in the Patreon special that we did. And no one could hear it because we was getting haunted whilst we was recording. Hopefully, can you hear this one today, Lee?
I can, yeah. I'm going to mock the ghosts even more this week.
Yeah, thanks, because it ain't you that got haunted out of the result of that show. You keep mocking them. Mind you, you've just told me you've got something to tell on this spooky Halloween special. I am Matt, and I'm here with Paranormal Lee for this Whatkast Halloween special, our 4th annual Halloween special. Right? It is the 4th, yeah. And this one, we are not going on location. We threatened that we might go on location somewhere, but we haven't really had the time to do it. And I've got a show together anyway. We've got lots of spooky things coming up today on this show. Not, this obviously. That was one of them. This one that I've just played. Obviously, you got bat sounds knocking about.
Last night I heard fox porn again.
You heard fox porn again? Is that spooky then? Was that your story you've got?
No.
Guess what I see the other day? A badger ran out in front of me across the road.
Really?
I've never seen a badger before in my life.
No. They're so elusive.
Oh, I've just had remember Alberto that we did the Bigfoot show with?
Yeah.
He's just messaged me saying he's landed in Denver International Airport next week. He's going to let me know how it goes because Denver Airport, spooky Denver Airport.
That's right, yeah.
Yep. Cheers, Alberto. He says you just messaged me. He'd be listening to this. You just messaged me while we're recording this Halloween special, Alberto. Right, so thanks. Let me know you get on with Denver Airport. So what was I just saying? That's you. Apparently, you hear that a lot at Denver Airport. That's what I've heard anyway. That sound that just played there.
Yeah.
So, was you just saying something before I told you about Alberto there?
No, I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't.
All right. Well, let's run through the goodies we've got this, or the baddies, or should we say? We've got this week, right? So we've got later on in the show, we've got ghost stories from Zimbabwe in Africa, from Azra. I've recorded this already. I'll be playing it later. Lee's not heard it yet either, so we'll be able to have a bit of a chat about that after it plays. All about sort of bit of black magic stuff, some curses, spooky shit, angels, and an alien story in there as well.
Really?
So
do you know what? They all rolled into one, really, didn't they? Like aliens, UFOs now rolled into the paranormal.
Yeah, it was a really enlightening conversation, but I did mock it quite a bit because that's just the way I am. I can't help it. This is Whatkast, so you have to do that sort of stuff, but it was nothing meant. Azra's got a good sense of humour anyway. She's good. So also we've got a story coming up imminently, very soon, from Lucy, who's from Yorkshire. Yeah. And that is about Strensall Road. There was a murders at Strensall Road up in Yorkshire, and it kind of leads into a ghost story that I'm going to read. Well, not a ghost story, but a press story that involves ghosts after this story and what kind of happened to this spooky
Yorkshire
house.
Like this? Did she say Yorkshire like this? Yorkshire.
Kinda. You'll be able to hear it yourself in a bit, in a very short.
From Yorkshire.
Also got a what of the week coming up about a killer clown. Right, so that is a story. That is an actual this week story. A Scottish killer clown. Right.
It wasn't Hamish Campbell dressed up as a clown.
but there's a video to play with it. Right. Hopefully it will work. And it's a clown trying to do a spooky voice, bit of a Scottish accent, which was quite comical. I thought. Right.
Did you say food?
So no doubt we'll get some Hamish Campbell gags in there for sure.
Do you want some food?
You're going to laugh. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it this week. I don't know. Yeah. I'm hoping when I play it you'll be able to hear it. If not, we're a bit screwed, really.
The spirits were blocking me out. I was being protected.
That was weird. If you've not listened to, if you're not on Patreon, go subscribe just for this episode that we was getting haunted on. It went out last Sunday. It was on the what was the East Drive 30 East Drive, was it?
We should have done something at the end of the
Black
show,
Monk.
like got some big massive fans in to blow some wind, and then
Yes.
things go flying. And
I was going to
"Oh my
say
God,
to you,
they're
and the suggestion, I think
here."
what we should do for a Patreon show is to
Yeah.
do a live reaction videos to certain things, so we could watch that Ghost Watch, but with us in the corner, like just watch it through and comment on it and what we was thinking when we first see it. I was going to suggest that for this month, but it's a good job I didn't, because you couldn't get any sound from anything. So that wouldn't have been any good, would it? Lee couldn't hear any sound on this Patreon special that we did, right? So, other than from me, obviously. Our voices all came out perfect, but everything else was screwed.
All I can hear is your gorgeous voice, Matt.
I know. That's what everyone said. We can only hear your gorgeous voice.
I'm being a bit camp this week, so I've got my flowery shirt.
He can't make jokes about campness anymore. Come on.
Can't I?
I don't think so. Right. So we got that later. The What of the Week. We've also got the disembodied leg story from you, Lee, haven't we? Later on, you're going to be telling us that. The Tales from the Crypt, almost.
I'm going to fuck that right up.
That's all right. It's about time you had some responsibility. Last time you had to read anything out was last Halloween. So you don't do bad, do you, really?
I don't, no.
Oh, well, before we get going here this week, though, what do you reckon then? Where is he? I'm trying to find him. The Count. You going to enjoy it this week? I think so. You ready to go, Count?
I am ready, guy. What do I have to do?
Just sit there. Don't do fuck all, really, mate.
Don't affect my wages.
Do whatever you like. Right, anyway, so let's get on with this Halloween special then. So if we start off then, actually, did you want to start off with your story of what happened to you, what you was going to tell me when we got on there? Go on.
Yeah, definitely. So last night, watching TV, chilling out, relaxing, and I looked up at the ceiling, and I thought, what the fuck's that? And it was like a flash of light up on the ceiling, like literally just, and there's no road. The window that I was in front of, there's no road, so it weren't a car. And this flash of light just come up on the ceiling and went, like literally.
The irony, if you're the one actually getting haunted after that, showing it, not me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and it was really, really strange, because at the time I was like, again, it could be coincidental. I was thinking about my dog at the time, and I looked up. And I saw this, like, and it's really strange as well, because I went round my mum's today. And my dad is the most skeptical person you'll ever meet, right? He goes, we was watching telly, and this orb was floated towards the telly.
You know what I think when you say orbs?
Yeah, I know. Right? Yeah, I know. Yeah, this orb floated towards the telly and literally changed direction and went up to the ceiling and disappeared.
Yeah. I know. When you see some of these orbs, they go up. They if it was dust, they generally just go down, don't they?
I like gas.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's got to get involved in every conversation we're talking about. This utter prick.
Do you know what? It could have been an orb that I saw in my living room yesterday, but it could have been my mind playing tricks on me, because obviously it's been quite an emotional 3 weeks.
Yes.
So yeah,
and everyone on here, like, that's Lee's ghost experience. Everyone on here, if you've listened to the last couple of shows, you'll know about mine since we did the Halloween Patreon special.
Yeah,
patreon.com/Whatkast to listen to that one. But yeah, there's lots of weird shit been happening to me since that, and I am probably as big of a skeptic as anybody about ghosts. I still won't do a Ouija board though.
Gas go down, go boom boom, my friend.
Cheers.
Nor would I. Would I. And I believe in them.
No, right. So I'm going to quickly play this clip here. I'll just bring some pictures here, because we're not going to be speaking. I'm going to mute Lee. Lee, you got to let me know with a thumbs up if you can hear the recording I'm about to play. I'm not going to mute you. I'm only going to mute Lee because I know he'll probably start laughing and you won't be able to actually hear the stuff. But I'm going to bring up some visuals just for the YouTube listeners, the YouTube watchers to be able to see, or if people want to go watch YouTube. They can, I don't want it on the tabs. They can do that, right? So, why is that still up? Right, hold on. This one I want. There. So that is the house that Lucy's going to be talking about here in this chat that I had. This was on the TikTok live, right? TikTok lives that I do now. Sometimes I ain't done one for about a week now though, because I'll just do them to generally get what I need out of them. But let's listen. I'm gonna take you over to the chat I had now with Lucy about this house, and then share a story of what's happened sort of since this house went back on the market. Because believe it or not, this house went back on the market. Right, let me just play this. Right. Anyone else got a ghost story? If it's good.
Yeah.
Right, Lucy's here. Lucy's here with an unaliving story. We've got to say that because we're on the talk of tick at the minute. Right, so go on and Lucy, tell me your story from the house down the road from you.
Okay, so it's quite public here in Yorkshire, but in the early 2000s, there was a man called Mark, and he was dating this girl for a period of time. Hang on, it's frozen.
You're not muted,
I'm
by
frozen.
the way.
Hello.
All right, I can hear it.
Yeah, there we go.
Am I
So my
frozen to anyone
Wi-Fi's
else?
really bad. I'm using data.
All right, okay. You're not in Hull, are you?
No, close enough though.
Have they got that shit internet in Hull? We do a Hull of the Week competition on our podcast for this place that's shit just
They've
worse
got
than
that
Hull.
shared council Wi-Fi.
That's it? Yeah, I thought you had that for a minute.
No.
Right, go on, sorry, I interrupted your story.
Got it.
Carry on.
So this man named Mark was dating a girl. I cannot remember her name for the life of me, but she has a twin sister as well. So twin girls. And this man, Mark, was with one of them. And Mark unalived the girl that he was dating. And then...
If people listening to the podcast that don't do TikTok, that means killed. Right.
And then following that, he lured her twin sister to his flat and also unalived her.
How?
And then after that,
Was it gruesome?
I think it was. They ended up stuffed, like disfigured in bin bags and stuff. It's quite brutal.
In bin bags? Why even bother?
Yeah.
It's like he's
I think they were
recycling for the
found-
council still.
I think they were found like dismembered in bin bags in his loft or something.
But that stunk in his loft.
Yep. I think that's how they found them because of the smell. It's absolutely rancid.
They just saw flies and shit going in there. There must be
Yeah.
dismembered bodies in that loft. It can't be anything else.
So then he sort of went rogue and run away. So the girl's family couldn't find him. And then he took it upon himself to go into this house that's about 20 minutes away from me. And he just randomly unalived an elderly couple called Joan and John. No, James and Joan, I think their names.
You know
were
it's
just
Jay's.
random
That's all you
couple.
know, right?
Yeah, just Jay's. And he
Jay and Jay. That's
He
who he
just
killed.
walked into their house and just
What?
killed them for no reason. And that house, the address for that house is 453 Strensall Road. If you Google that, all sorts will come up about it.
Right.
But it just popped up because you were talking about the other house in Pontefract. And this one, not so long ago, sold. A family moved into it. And it's so eerie. Whenever you drive past it, you're just like, oh, how can people live there? Do you know what
Did
I
they
mean?
pay full price for that?
Yeah, I think it sold for like 460 grand or something like
Why
that.
would you spend that on it if it's like it's got that history? So just walked in, they just
know.
had the door open one day and they thought, oh, it's a murder of the Jays in here. Gonna come in with me.
Yeah. And then
Unalive
he
these
was sort
people.
of on the run for about a week, I think it was. Everywhere was like looking for him. It's like a massive manhunt for him. And he was found behind, like, I don't know what they're called, like a gas tank sort of thing in a field next to a petrol station.
Right. Why was he
and
hiding? It's a bit of a
only-
shit hiding place, isn't it?
He was only uncovered because he went into the petrol station to buy a pack of cigarettes. That's the only reason.
What,
he
someone
got
see him
found.
before I recognise him? He's the bloke that done Joan and John or whatever.
Yep. His face was basically everywhere, and that's how he got caught. His downfall was a pack of fags. So, you can't even say that word anymore, can
Can't
you?
you? No,
Sorry.
because it could be a different context. You're not
Yeah,
allowed to
my-
say it. You're gonna get me kicked off of here. Right.
But
yeah.
imagine that being your downfall after being on the run for like however long.
I know. Oh, I'm dying for a cigarette. Oh, I've been caught. You could have just gone another day without that, mate. Or just,
Yeah.
you know, got a roll up
If
or
you
something.
Google Mark Hobson, loads will come up about. I think he's still alive. I don't know what prison he's in. Wakefield or something, one of them sort of ones.
Mark Hobson.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it right now. Has anyone said anything about like haunted things? What? Give me the address of this house again while I'm doing this.
453 Strensall Road.
How'd you spell that?
Strensall.
Strem.
NSLL.
Is it M or N?
SALLN.
All right, okay. SEALL. Hang on. What is it?
STREN.
Yeah. Yeah.
SALL.
SA. Right. Road.
Fuck that
It's
right.
in Hull, this place, right? It
It's not in Hull.
says it here, it is. Oh, she's lost her. Is it me that's gone or Lucy?
Probably me.
Oh, yeah, you're back. Right, okay. So, is it North Yorkshire?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on Rightmove. That's the only thing I'm finding about. What's the number? What number? 10.
53.
Sorry, you died again. Which one? 53, did you say?
453. 453.
Right, okay. You're in and out of internet here.
Yeah, it's proper shit. Sorry about that.
Apology accepted. Hang on, haunted home, it says. Right? So this is a haunted home, according to York Press. So you've given me a haunted story here. Hang on a minute. Haunted home murder shock. Shocked tenant may quit. Hang on. Too many adverts. A shocked tenant may quit his house near York after discovering it was the scene of horrific double murder by crazed killer Mark Hobson. Says a Polish person has bought it, right? That's what it says here.
Yeah, I think so.
The evening press revealed the grim truth. So the press have gone round and told him once he spent 400 grand on it. By the way, mate, did you know there's murders in here?
Research first.
I know.
I would before I buy a house.
He's Polish. Hang on. Blush baby. You're Polish. Did you know this person? To tell him not to buy this house. He has rented out the house some weeks from the... so he's renting it. Oh, hang on. He had rented it. So someone bought it and then rented it out to this bloke. He spoke by an incident. It's terrifying. Doesn't say anything about ghosts here, though. Why is it saying haunted? The house remains unsold after being on... Hey, this is 2005.
Yeah, I think in like 2016, I think a family moved into it. I think.
All right. Okay. So it was empty for like 11 years.
Yeah. Or like people were like in and out.
And people thinking, why is no one buying this house? Hello, Jamie.
Yeah.
Camille.
When you
Look at the most
it,
haunted
like,
house.
on a map or something, it's like the only one in like, it's not like isolated, but it's like a freestanding house in its own sort of bit of land.
What this house is? Hold on, I'm getting phone calls. Right, I'm going to have to jump out of here.
I don't
here.
see it that often because it's not that close, but whenever I do it...
I'm going to have to jump out of here because I'm just getting a phone call that I've got to take. So I might come back in a minute, all right? Cheers, Lucy. Thank you for that story. I'll probably be back in a minute. Cheers. See you all later. There you go. So that sounded pleasant, didn't it, Lee?
Yeah. Well, I really want to say Double J. Double J.
Yeah.
Jeff
I
Barrett.
know. Well done for not, because I realised, Bob. I realised that the only way I can mute you is because you're coming through the same feed is to mute everything, so I can't do it.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at this story. This actually haunted one now.
He actually looks like a fucking weirdo, mate.
He does. This is him, Mark Hobson, right?
Look at that.
I know there's some much weirder pictures of that as well I found today. So this says, have a quick read of this article. That a shocked tenant may quit his house near York after discovering it was a scene of a horrific double murder by crazed killer Mark Hobson. So I think he killed obviously 2 different houses, I think she said, didn't she? Paul Raphael Mistral or something was stunned yesterday when the Evening Press revealed the grim truth about 453 Strensall Road, Strensall, where pensioners Joan and James Britton, pictured right, the J, double J, J-E-F-F-J-A-R-R-E-T-T.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrible, he exclaimed. Like, they literally knocked on the door just to get this story. Like, this is how disgusting is this from the press, right? That's what they do, though, these cunts. And they said, nobody told me about the murders. If they had done, I wouldn't have come here. I'm really scared by this. I may go and live somewhere else. He revealed he had been spooked by an incident a couple of weeks ago before he knew about the killings, which he claimed had been sitting alone in the kitchen at late at night and heard the noise of footsteps upstairs. After sitting terrified for a couple of hours. Hang on a minute!
Mate, that is like
2 hours to be able to move again after footsteps upstairs. What do you reckon by that? How long would it take you to get your legs moving again, like?
Mate, straight away I'd be gone.
I'd go upstairs and say, where's that come from? Oh, no one's up here. Must be a ghost. Anyway, back to TV, back to Big Brother. But found no one there and no sign of break-in. He said the fellow Pole, Dominic, whatever that says, also lived there. So it could have been him then. And he had heard exactly the same noise on Monday. And no one had been there. So they're both hearing footsteps. Raphael said he had been working in Cumbria last summer, having come to Britain to find work, and had not taken in the news about the murders by Hobson, which sparked a massive manhunt across Britain until he was found near Shipton by Benningborough a week later. The Evening Press approached Raphael to give him the opportunity to comment after revealing yesterday that the vicar of Cambridge... there's a vicar here. I don't know who's going to trust him. Rev Jonas, whatever that says, had offered to exorcise the house. I'll come round and do an exorcism, he says. Any kids there?
That's fucking...
The house remains unsold after being on the market for more than a year.
That just landed.
Yeah. Not like you to be slow. Like. And there is, whatever that is. The old trip to Jerusalem, that says. The oldest inn in England. What that's got to do with it? That's another different story. Breast of British. Right, doesn't matter. Right, anyway, so let's, that was that. What did you think about that story then, Lee?
I thought it was a pretty good story, really. She sounded like she was about 16.
Yeah, I think, what did she say? 19, I think she said.
19, yeah. She pronounces that S's very well.
Yeah, don't stop taking the piss out of the guests, Lee, for fuck's sake.
No, it's no, really. So really, no, I just thought it's a really good story. It's just, did she say it's just down the street to her where she lived or lives?
Yeah, about 20 minutes away, she said.
To have that, like, literally near your home, and just think to yourself, like, this guy knocked on their door and murdered 2 people in that house. That is crazy.
Is anything like happened? There's anything near us like that other than scaffold on the hill? There's not really anything, is there?
No, I don't hear of it. Like, you don't hear of anything like that around here. It's called the mean streets, but it's about as mean as a newborn puppy.
It ain't mean.
Yeah,
the way the mean streets.
Fake news.
Yeah, that's what Trump says to that.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with him.
But the thing is, I was about to say, I've actually got a better story than what's on this. What you want me to read out?
Dead men tell no tales.
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? You're not going to do disembodied legs? We've teased everyone with it.
I can do a better story. I can do a true
do both then. We need disembodied legs. We can't promise something at the beginning of the show and not deliver on it.
Want me to read this out and fuck it up?
No, I just want to hear about it. I've not read it myself. Right, before we,
I can do both.
Right, before we, let me hold on a second. I'm just going to share the screen because we've got the What of the Week coming up here now. Hopefully, I'll be able to. It's this one here. So stop screen. So present. So this is going to be, hopefully you'll be able to hear the video on this one. So the Chrome tab is, what is it called? This one. All right, can you see that?
It's not come up yet. Yep, I can see it. Yeah.
Right, so just tell me quickly before I press play and start talking here if you can actually hear any sound if I play this, all right? Okay. Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Right, so watch this, right? This is, I'm going to quickly do the story first before we play this little video, right?
Yeah.
So this is, first of all, I've got to play the little lead into this because this is the Halloween special. One of these. What of the week?
What?
Exactly. Cheers, Steve. This is he's got a Facebook page of this clown. There he is. See that? Right. So this is apparently village killer clown returns with a very chilling video message, and this is a story from this week, right?
Yeah.
So though he comes up, that is him in Scotland.
Just for clarity, has he ever killed anyone?
No, so I don't know why he's called a killer ghost. Surely he wouldn't just get away with it like always got. His name is Cole Deimos, Deimos. This picture is from a Facebook /Cole Deimos. Right, well, I just read out. So there's a Facebook page of this bellend, right?
What would you do if you were sitting in your living room and he was just staring into your window?
You know what I would say to him?
Yeah.
You unbelievable clown!
That's what I'd say to him. If he was looking in mind, he'd get a clothesline after that as well.
I'll say to him, bit cold out there, mate.
He'd say, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," and I'd say,
Don't affect my wages.
But this, every time he speaks, I want to play this. No, actually, I'll play it in a sec when he starts speaking. So, a person dressed as a killer clown. How do you dress as a killer clown?
It's either a clown or
it's not a clown. Yeah. A person dressed as a killer clown is stalking the streets of a sleepy Scottish village just in time for Halloween. The mysterious figure has been spotted around the village of Skelmorley in North Ayrshire and has left locals terrified. What was that bang there? Is that you again? Fucking, is that a ghost chucking shit around in your house? Is that the orb?
It's the orb, mate.
Yeah. The costume is based off of Stephen King's Pennywise. Why is he called that, by the way, Lay?
Because I reckon he had a penny and he was a bit wise.
Yeah, I reckon he should be called Pound Note Thick. Something like that. The dancing clown from his book.
So he's a dancing killer clown.
Yeah, this one. Apparently it is. Or Penny was. A Facebook account supposedly set up by the clown who's called himself Cole Deimos has been set up. So he's got his own thing. He's posted images of himself in the darkened streets of the village, not the main streets, creeping along on all fours over a bridge. In one image, he stares at the screen with a weird smile on his face, holding a red balloon. He also shown snarling at the camera. He stands behind a locked gate and posing outside a shop in the village. He has also been leaving red balloons around the village. I'll just go around with a pin and pop them all and say, "Well done, wise!"
Where do people get the time to do this?
I don't know. Right, let's watch him then, shall we? You got a good view of this this video here?
I have, mate, yeah.
Let's give him a watch. So, got to press play down here. There he is.
God.
Well, I've made the news again. Should I smile for the cameras with my hideous grin? Or maybe Paul's right. Perhaps I've gone away. Too much heat? What a stupid thing to say. To answer your question, yes, James, they do.
Question.
If you come to visit, then you'll float too. The police have been informed. Do you think that I care? They'd have to catch me first anyway. And yes, that's a dare. You called me killer clown. Why don't you leave the jokes to me?
You're not funny.
The only thing that's dying is your credibility. So Stan and Sarah, don't believe what you're told. This clown doesn't want fame, glory or gold. He just wants to play in this so-called sleepy town. So come and join in and learn to fear the Skelmorley clown.
Right. So there's that, right?
Poor Sarah. Poor Sarah.
I know. What was it? That's what I'll say. So it should have had that music playing in the background. I've heard that the Scottish people are out in force. They want this guy caught, and they know just the man to do it.
Yeah.
And
Or just a man.
my name is Campbell, because he's never solved anything, right? Yeah. So that was the killer clown. What do you reckon about that, then, Lee?
I couldn't take him seriously. If I saw him in the street and he goes, "I'm gonna kill you,"
Hey, you're dead.
I'm gonna kill you,
I know.
and I'll be like, go home and have some food, or give him a fucking Snickers.
I know. So what do we say to this?
Well, then shut up! You
I think we
dumb
should put him on
fuck!
the list.
Exactly. Oh, hang on. Yes. What's his name? What did I say his name was?
Killer clown.
No. His name. He actually had a name, didn't he?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'll be able to pull it out. Hang on a minute. It's on here still. His name is Cole Diamoshas. Cole Diamoshas!
You just made the list!
Cole Diamoshas!
You just made the list again!
Just for fun, because it's Halloween. Cole Diamoshas!
You just unmade the list!
Cole Diamoshas!
You just made the list!
Get back on there. Right, you thought
banging,
you was.
mate, honestly.
You can hear banging.
No, I don't want my phone to die, so I'm literally like.
Put it in, charge it. What do you want to do? Do you want to do your story now before your phone
let's
dies?
do
then?
my story. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's stop that. Right,
I'll
okay.
do the pair of disembodied legs walked around.
Yeah, crack that up. To do that now.
Yeah. First off, I just want to say about this story: the title don't make sense.
Right.
China?
A pair of disembodied legs walked around.
Yeah.
Or couldn't it be a pair of disembodied legs was walking around?
Have they got the waist? Are they attached to each other? These disembodied legs?
Is
Or
no
they're just
pictures.
one leg, like two legs separate? Because
I
if
think
they're from the waist down, wouldn't it be funny if both of the legs could walk around saying?
Now enjoy the taste of my nuts!
That'd be
So
brilliant.
this is sauce.
Yeah.
See, this is from Redditor, Sandman79.
Thought. Okay.
I was originally hired because of the cemetery had a period of time where they experienced some
The
people
period?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like what time of the month.
Yeah.
Sneaking around in.
I
And
thought it was. They thought
performing
the legs was disembodied because there was there's some blood around the waist area. It was just the time of the month.
I like it when you interrupt because I can break the reading up.
So I
a
don't have
bit
to.
more.
I won't boom you no matter what you do, unless
No,
you
you
really
can-
fuck it up.
No, you can really. I want you to boom me.
Okay.
I was 21 years old doing this on a side job, so the little side hustle. Nothing to protect myself. I was given a barcode scanner and was told to drive through the entire cemetery every hour. So I what's that? Also to patrol. That's go bang, bam, boom, boom. And I had to scan each of the pre.
That was the yep of resignation, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, to prove I was actually doing it. Now this cemetery was a massive. What? Mate, who read this? Go bang, boom, boom. You're Dascoing this guy because
Oh,
he
probably.
cannot fucking.
I don't care who I
this is
Dasco.
Terrible. Yeah. Now this cemetery was massive, pretty much broken into three parts. The newer part, the historic part, and the famous part where celebrities were buried. Ooh, I wonder what celebrities. Jimmy Savile.
No, mate!
Are we allowed to say his fucking name anymore? Like we can't say we're not allowed to say R. Kelly.
Is he
anymore,
buried
are we?
somewhere?
I believe I can fly.
Didn't Jimmy Savile get dug up and put somewhere else or something like
I
that?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did this routine once and never did it again, going so far as to break the barcode scanner so I didn't have to do it. Fucking hell. I'll break the barcode scanner so I don't have to drive through it anymore. Coming around to a long curved road, my headlights picked up, and what I could have sworn was a pair of legs walking across the path. I was wondering when it was going to get to the legs.
Yes, me too. I
short
thought, this is
paragraph,
false advertising. I thought
yeah,
that for a
it's
minute.
right, yeah. What? So a pair of legs was walking across the path, but only up to its knees.
Yeah.
How the fuck did he
That's
see
a pair of
that?
legs then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a pair. Yeah,
A pair of calves. It was
Felt
two
like
baby
my-
sheep
my-
there.
My leg workout this week.
Yeah. Not you missed leg day.
Yeah. Shoes, pants, knees, then absolutely nothing. I stopped in the road and just watched a pair of legs cross 10 feet in front of me.
I measured it. as
Yeah.
well. How far away are them legs? 10 feet. Let's get the tape out.
I put the car in reverse, did what I felt like was the longest K turn in my life.
What? Not a U-turn, a K
What
turn.
is it? Yeah, a K turn.
That's an Halloween type turn.
Yeah. And noped it straight back in. Noped it
What
straight
is
back
going
to
on here?
parking up. Mate, honestly, read it.
No, I don't
It
want to
is
read it. That's why I gave it to
absolutely
you.
Terrible. I know, it's terrible. Sandman!
Hang on.
Sa-
Hang on a minute.
Sandman
It's not,
79.
was that the end of the article?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, that was shit. Sam, man,
Yeah.
just for this waste of
You
time.
just made the list.
And Lee,
You just made the list.
reading it out. You should have
How
corrected
many
it.
times am I on that list? If this
I
list
don't know.
never went,
You just made the list again.
it'd be like Lee, Matt, Lee, Sandman.
Am I on the
79,
list?
Lee.
I must be
I
on my
think you
own
are,
list.
yeah.
I might have unlisted myself.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
yeah. So,
do you want me to chuck into my other story?
yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was only a kid at the time, and it's basically my older brother.
So this ain't on your phone.
This ain't on my phone.
Right,
no.
we'll do this
So-
at the end then. I'll play Azra's clip now, and we'll do a
Yeah.
bit of a chat at the end
All right.
before the end of the show about our own experiences and
What
whatnot. Right.
Coca-Cola?
Yeah, woke. I just had a nice cup of tea. But I'm all barren and dry now. So, Right, anyway, so we've got Azra coming up now. This is direct from Zimbabwe. Lots of weird. Azra is a lady in her 50s.
Yeah.
And has got lots of tales of how things used to be when she was a kid, and now this stuff is just accepted in where she's from. So it's like all my mockery that you'll hear me doing here.
I like a bit of black magic.
Yeah, I'm going to bring this up, so I've got some visuals for people watching along here, so as I can. This is what I wanted. Where was it? Not
I
that
particularly
one.
like black magic, but the Cadbury's version. Are they Cadbury's black magic?
I don't know. No, that's not it. Have I lost this page? No, it's that one there.
Maybe the spirit of Whatkast as Whatkast has taken it.
Mattcast? Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. What the fuck? Hang on, this share screen. So I'm just trying to find it. Like, there's a window. It ain't that. It ain't that. It's got to be this one. It is this one. All right, this is the one. It's not that screen though, but I'll bring it up. Right, so this is we're going to be talking. We're listening to Azra here talk about. This is the first picture. You'll see why there's a Range Rover, a Land Rover on the screen in a
Ain't
minute.
Rettendon, is it?
Aye? No, it's
Ain't
not
Rettendon,
Rettendon.
boys.
It's not Rettendon, no. Right, so let's listen to Azra now then. We've got enough of this twaddle of me fumbling around trying to figure out what to do. I've only been doing this nearly 4 years. You think I'd have it down by now, but there you go. Let's get on with Azra's stories. Towels from the Zimbabwe of Zim.
Right. I live in Zimbabwe, which was Rhodesia. We had a civil war, late 60s, 70s. And the ranch we lived in was a really lonely farmhouse on top of a little rise. You could kind of see our road. If you stood on our, I'm trying to think of the American word, porch, and looked down, you could see our dust road going to our neighbor. And I will never forget, it was the 16th of September. For some strange reason, I remember that date. It was sunset, and we could see the neighbors. They had a little Land Rover. And in the distance, you could see the dust being kicked up. And we all thought it was the neighbor. So I hurried around the house and opened the fence. Now, I said the house was on a sort of slight rise. There was an old little farm dairy, a shed. And the road went past that and came into our yard, sort of a 180 degree. And we waited and waited, and nothing ever arrived. We phoned the neighbor, and he was home. He was like, "What are you talking about. So to cut a long story short, and it was my parents, it was myself and the staff. We all kind of looked at each other and closed the gates and went off. And we later did some digging. On that very day.
Well, you got some spades?
On that little...
Did you do physical digging?
Yeah.
What do you mean you did some digging?
Research.
All right. Do your research. All right, got you.
I did my research. And on that day, there was a contact between our armed forces and the terrorists. I'm going to say the word. And what our armed forces got shot and killed in that dairy where they were waiting to ambush. And it happened exactly like we saw it. The armed forces were hiding and the terrorists were coming in this Land Rover. And that is my kind of story one.
Hold on. So what could actually... did it relate to the date you was talking about? So you said September the 16th, did you say? So it was that date on a certain year, and it.
Yes.
That's weird. What would they have they got a calendar then, ghosts? Do you know what I mean?
I would call it a residual haunting.
Yeah, I've heard about that stuff. There's just like something that really happens in the same area that just you can see. Yeah. Same sort of, let's say, weather conditions, whatever it is you want to call it. But we all saw this Land Rover with dust approaching, excuse me, and I ran to the gate and it never arrived. What do you mean? It was a ghost Land Rover?
You know, I wish I could say it was a ghost Land Rover. I saw it. So did everybody else. And nobody arrived. And you couldn't go past our yard without going around the road that led past the dairy.
When he revved the engine on the Land Rover, did it sound like this?
No, it did not. It did not. No, it was in top gear, which were probably third gear. Bumbling along, but this ranch in particular, I had another, but now I had a UFO experience.
Hang on a minute, a UFO experience now. Okay, go on then.
Yes, same porch, except it was dark, and we never had power on the ranch, so we used to use generators. We had paraffin fridges and deep freezers. Just for a little bit of clarity, we never had telephones. We had what we call the coffee grinder. It was a party line. So all the houses in the area, and it's a vast area, were connected by this. It looked like a coffee grinder. If I can find a picture, I will send it to you.
Right.
Anywho, the context is we didn't have TV. So we used to spend our evenings on the porch, and it's hot here in Zimbabwe. It's tropical. Outside until we went to bed. And sitting again on that same porch, we could see for miles because we were on the slight rise, as I keep saying. You could see kind of like the flat valley. No mountains, flat.
Earth?
This, no, not quite. We saw this green cigar-shaped to this day, I cannot put a name to it, but it was almost exactly like the Spotify green color for reference. Yeah, it was that. And to us, it looked like a hand's breadth, but it was a cigar shaped and it hovered. And then it started dancing around. And then it was gone. It disappeared. And again, there was all of us, and we're not drug addicts or alcoholics. We all witnessed the same thing. So that reference.
What date was that?
Is in that day. I didn't take the date. The ghost story, however, because of the research and because I remembered it, it came to reference.
You see,
but I have one more.
Yeah, go on.
One more. We had moved to another ranch in the same sort of area. And again, I had my younger brother, and it's because it's very, very hot here. My parents used to make us lie down between 12 and 2, which was the hottest part of the day. And being 15, so I was knowledgeable, and my brother was little, 13. I said to him, no, we had a slight little hill on the side of our house. And we went rock climbing, exploring. And I saw this rock jutting out, but there was a flat rock, almost, now I'm going to reference Jesus' tomb type scenario. A rock jammed in, but hip high only. It's not a huge cave. So I got my brother, and him and I opened the rock. And lo and behold, there was a skeleton in. So I was delighted. I took the head.
There was a skeleton in there. Rewind. You opened the rock and there was a skeleton in there.
Yes. It was a very old... Listen, don't come to Africa. We have all sorts of shit here.
Yeah.
So I took the skull out, and I thought it would be really cool.
You took the skull out? What you thought, I could do with a game of football. This would do. It's a bit round. Why did you take the skull?
I thought it would look kind of cool with plants coming out. That was my vision, to have pot plants. My mother, however, took one. Yeah. She didn't agree with me.
I think football was a more reasonable thing to do with it. You saw a skull and thought, I can put plants in that. Are you sure you wasn't smoking something?
We didn't have TV. I was 15. I didn't. We are a very gentile, almost. We didn't have drugs back in the 80s. Seriously, I was on the most ideal ranch you could ever imagine. It was bliss. We had no cell phones. We had no internet. TV wasn't around. There wasn't signal for it. So us kids had to entertain ourselves. And so we did a lot of hiking.
Go and find some bodies.
Yeah. So one staff member looked at that skull and left screaming. He was an African man for the area, and he told me, "You are so cursed." And I'm like, okay. Cut a long story short, the week after, I went back to boarding school. I put the skull back. We put the skull back and we jammed the rock back. And I went to boarding school, and we were in a dormitory of 20 girls. So there was kind of like 10 beds each side with a huge cupboards in the middle. So we couldn't see one side to the other, but you could walk around. So it was a dormitory. And we started having footsteps. And they would walk around all the beds and stop at me. And I thought at first nobody noticed, until the rest of the dormitory, being girls, started squealing. We ended up...
Was it a walking skeleton?
No, it was footsteps. It was footsteps. We had to the dormitory, it was one of those doors that you could open that closed back on a spring. So it was an automatic, for us in Africa, automatic close. So the door would open and start, you could hear. I mean, this is the middle of the night, hear footsteps, and they would walk around and stop at my bed. I then got hold of my mum because I got ill as well. And the staff member that had left screaming had gone to a chief and kind of like reported me. So when I went back home shortly after that, we had to do a whole kind of like, you would imagine it like a voodoo cleansing ceremony. And it was at the skeleton of a chief that I had disturbed.
Right.
And we had to do this whole damn cleansing ceremony. My parents
to uncurse
was
you?
Just kind of rebury him because I had disturbed him, and kind of say, my bad, I'm really, really sorry. They did a cleansing ritual on me.
What? So do you believe that when someone dies, there's still that skeleton's still him, just having a sleep? Like, what do you mean disturbed him? Like, he wasn't there. It was just a skeleton.
Well, I kind of walked up with his head.
You did what? You took his head off?
Well, kind of. I mean, I removed his skull. I'm really, really sorry to all my ancestors and people, but I was 15. What did I know? I didn't have TV.
Well, you know.
Our folklore and people in Africa are very, very, I can only liken them to the people in New Orleans, that sort of religion
Voodoo
and
shit.
voodoo, kind of. So those are my stories.
Did you ever have, does anyone you know ever have one of them dolls that people put pins in?
No.
Killed that conversation quickly then. Thought it might be a bit of a fun side there.
Well, I would like to make one, but I don't trust the process.
Don't make one of me.
I reckon, no. See, that would be the thing. I'd probably drop a hair of mine on this damn thing and curse myself. So
yeah, but if you got a voodoo doll, if you make it yourself, drop a hair on it, and it ends up being you, and then you start sticking pins in it. If you start feeling pain, just stop sticking pins in it. Then it's an easy fix, isn't it?
How about I just go make a doll?
Don't make a doll. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't make a doll. Avoid that at all costs. But by all means, go in, move a rock out the way, find a skeleton, steal its head, and put plant pots in it. That's fine. Just don't make a doll. You don't want to do that.
We're in Africa.
No.
What can I say?
Well,
again,
that was good stories. Throw a UFO one in the middle there, but that was all right. I like the UFO stories.
The angel one. Would you like to hear that? You can edit it out later.
Tell me the angel one. I'm not going to edit it out. That's fine.
Right. So I can't equate our years of school. So I was in the last year of junior school, sort of 10, 11, going on to high school. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Again, in a dormitory, and I had woken up in the middle of the night to go to the loo. And I went to the loo, and I came back, and the dormitory was quiet, except by my friend's bed was this glowing light. And as I stepped in, kind of registered what it was, I literally saw this angel, and I say angel because it was a person figure with wings glowing, and it kind of looked at me and then just
wasn't on top of a Christmas tree, was it?
No. And I have this friend to this day, and I told her, and she didn't believe me.
I can see why, to be fair.
To be fair, yeah.
Would you believe someone? Did it have an halo?
I would. No.
Do you realise that some people think that satanic, like that Satan is an angel?
Absolutely. Lucifer was the best looking, had the best voice in the whole choir, and he fell from grace.
Lucifer was in a choir?
Because
I don't know anything about this.
We have some research to do. Morning Star was his other name.
Oh, what?
Oh, sorry. Morning Star was his other name.
But what, and he changed his name to Lucifer? I don't like the name Morning Star. I think I'm going to do Deed Poll and change it to Lucifer. Is that what he did? I don't like my name. Mum, why did you call me Morning Star? That's a shit name. I'm going to change it to Lucifer. Is that the conversation you had with his mum?
Again, research it. The Morning Star is the first and brightest
I'm going to research it.
That comes up. Yeah.
It was called Morning Star.
Morning Star.
I know loads of people. There's loads of listeners to my podcast that tell me about Lucifer all the time, saying it's a fallen angel and all that. But
that's it. So, yes.
So you think you saw Lucifer? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Oh, hell, I hope not. Literally. No, it was a very bright, peaceful, and when I say peaceful, I wish I could describe it in words how you felt when I saw it. And I went straight back to bed and I went to sleep. But it was one of those memories that are etched into my brain that will live with me forever.
That's a weird story.
Do people see angels? Yeah. Again, come to Africa. We didn't have TV for a very long time.
Yeah. What are you doing? Nothing on the telly tonight. I'll just go and watch the angels down the corridor there. There'll be some of them knocking around. All right. Cheers, Azra. I'm gonna have to end this recording now, because otherwise, we don't want to keep the stories going too long. We've got loads of stuff going on the Halloween show. Thanks for coming on. Cheers, Azra. Thanks for coming on, telling your stories. Anyone else want to jump up?
Bye-bye.
See you later, Azra. There you go. What are you ranting about that then, Lee? Few stories there.
That was fucking brilliant, mate. Shit. New.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, so I like the UFO one chucked in there as well. But a ghost Jeep.
Yeah, I know. But then when you actually listen to it, they said that loads of people see this Jeep coming up and there's no other way to get out other than to go past, and nothing went past ever. So
could have, Did it
strange.
Have, did the parents
if you uncovered a skeleton,
legs walk out?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. If you uncovered a skeleton, what would you do? I would shit myself.
Yeah,
Got it.
That's what I'd call it.
The skeleton, I would go, oh shit, I've uncovered the skeleton. Let's cover it back up because
immediately, and forget I ever did it.
Yeah.
Let's say, should we nick its head for plant pots?
No, mate.
Would be my response. Where does your mind even go there?
So with Lucifer one, Morning Star. So his name is Lucifer Morning Star.
Hyphenated name.
Yeah.
Apparently,
because,
don't know, you tell me.
No, he was the fallen angel. He was going to be, so Lucifer was going to be the man to take charge of heaven, but he didn't. But God gave him the job to. Everyone thinks Lucifer is like this person, like people of really religious belief. Think Lucifer
it's a load of bollocks.
No, but let me tell you the story. So
go on.
Everyone thinks Lucifer is this guy who like this angel who's God's child. He fell from heaven because he was told that he needed to keep an eye on all the demons and all the bad things and spirits in hell. He began to like it down there, and he befriended a few demons down there himself. So he basically got his reputation of being evil because he began to love hell. That's the story.
You can see my unimpressed face with that story.
Yeah.
But that's a biblical story, isn't it? So therefore, by default, twaddle.
Well, yeah.
Someone told me that story and I was really emotional about it. My response was
bouncy balls, mate.
Carried on with my life. I don't know. What was your little story then? Thank you to the guests, by the way, Lucy and Azra. Thanks for that. It takes a lot. For some reason, when I do these lives, a lot of people don't want to. I think it's because of my amazing knowledge of things. Yeah. But not many people want to ever jump up on the mic. They just rather type. So I was really grateful that Lucy and Azra was. I mean, Azra's been on the mic a few times in there, chimes in on some of the topics, and nice few stories there from everybody. So thank you for doing that, jumping on and I told them they was going on this show and I was both okay with it. So thank you to both of you for that. Right, what was your story then, Leif, with your your real life? What was you going to do? A real life experience?
So I remember me and my older brother Glenn used to share a bedroom, and he was crying one night because my mum come upstairs, wondered why he was crying. So his bed always faced the door. So from his bed, you can see down the corridor to the other bedroom.
This is the old house. I'm sure you've told me this story before. Probably on a Halloween show.
I've not told you this story.
There was a haunted room or something.
Yeah. So the room down from the corridor is haunted, and the people that actually live in it now have actually boarded. Well, I don't know if it's still boarded up, but they boarded that room up.
Yeah.
But I've told this bit on a previous Halloween podcast. Is the husband got out the shower, walked out the bathroom, looked into that room, and something gave him a massive fright, enough for him to board up that bedroom, and said to his children, they are no longer going in that bedroom.
Yeah.
Right. And that bedroom was really weird. Even when I lived there, I had a couple of experiences.
What was your brother upset about on that night in particular?
So when we shared the bigger bedroom together, he said he kept seeing people walk through the corridor into that bedroom. Like just people walking
Figures.
into it. Yeah, figures walking into it. And it really scared him. And he was crying. And I remember it's like because my
Need to play
bed,
this in the background while you tell this story.
yeah, because my bed never ever faced the door. So it was always along the wall of the door, so I couldn't see outside it. I was facing the bedroom window. But yeah, so he kept crying and said that, and it just brings back like you can think was it a portal for ghosts? Was that bedroom a portal for ghosts? Because
Was there any history to the house though?
well,
Like
I'm not sure. I don't know, but I remember my uncle, my mum's brother. I remember when he left with his with his children, his wife. I was only a baby at the time, and my mum was waving out the bedroom window to him, and with me in her arms, and his daughter said to him, "Dad, who is that person with Liam Mooring?"
Really?
And he told my mum, and my mum said no one else was there. It was only me and Lee.
That is weird, isn't it?
Yeah, really, really strange, really strange. But I had a couple of experiences in that bedroom as well. I've told them on previous Halloween shows. Heavy breathing in my ear.
Yes, yeah. Or a voice, wasn't it? In your ear?
Yeah, voice, and also my sister had the experience in that room with us. She woke up one night.
In that room.
Yeah, in that room. She
So
woke
that was
up.
whose room was that when you lived there? If your brother was looking down the corridor.
So when it was just me, Glenn, and Kerry, it was my sister's room, and she had an experience in that room where something woke her up one night, and when she looked at the bottom of her bed, there was a ghost sitting at the bottom of her bed.
What do you mean? White sheet ghost or Victorian
No,
school uniform
like
ghost?
like old lady.
There's to be one of the two, like it can't be any. That's the only two forms of ghosts there are.
Victorian old lady.
Yeah,
there's a bit. Yeah, sitting at the bottom of her bed.
A bit old for that school uniform, aren't you, Doris?
Yeah. So Kerry got married at the age of like 17, so she moved out pretty quickly, and I then. Because Ross was born, he took the bigger bedroom. I took that end bedroom, and I had the experiences I had in that bedroom as well were just that room was just strange. It was just really, really weird room to be in, and it
was that and it weird that it is strange. There's got to be something in it when you nobody told you it was any other room. You just all decided that room was strange, right?
Yeah,
and. The next people in that house boarded that room up without you saying anything about it.
We didn't tell them nothing about that room. We was
how did you ever find out they boarded it up?
Because the people who moved into it was actually our friend's niece.
Oh right.
Yeah, so she moved into that house when my mum and dad moved out, and. Like they was in regular contact because everyone was local, so everyone still spoke to each other. And she said to my mum, she said we've had to board that bedroom up, the small bedroom. And my mum said why like that. She went because I think her husband's name's Andy or something like that. She said he's come out the bathroom. Looked in, literally took a glance into the small bedroom, and he said he saw something in there just staring at him, and it weren't a glance, stare, then leg it was literally he stood there frozen, staring at this thing. And he's obviously after he's come about, he's run downstairs, and he said to his wife, told her what he's seen. And he said the kids are no longer sleeping in that bedroom, and he literally just because he was a tradesman, so he had loads of wood and stuff like that. So he just literally screwed loads of boards to that door so they couldn't be opened. And I'm not sure if it's still the case now, but
no. Where is this house?
Rectory Road.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the old part near Oakdean Road, near
Yeah.
Briscoe School. So
Yeah, I know you are.
yeah, so it was just a really strange room to be in. And when I look back at things now, it's like I stayed there most of my late teenage years. So most of the time I was rocking in drunk. So I didn't really notice anything there after that. But
how pissed off would the ghost have been if you'd have rocked home drunk and the ghost going, "Oh," and you're like, don't even know, like you're just away somewhere fucking smashed, just ignoring it and it's doing everything it can to freak you out, and you just carry on going to go sleep.
But when I had that heavy breathing in my ear, my reaction was oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
that's what I said to it.
You should,
and it stopped. And
you should have, you should have, you know what Nathan would have said to it?
Go on.
Well, then shut up, you dumb fuck!
And then gone back to
I was
sleep.
literally, I was there, I was drifting off to sleep, and all I can hear in my ears the heavy breathing. I went, oh, fuck off.
You know what happens though? You could have just heard heavy breathing if you'd have carried on listening because you was a bit tired. You fell asleep. What you didn't hear was the heavy breathing got more and more heavy and more excited until. You actually had a fox in your room. You didn't realise.
But it was just again. It's just a very, very strange room. Very strange room.
Yeah. Wow.
Even when nothing happened in it, and you couldn't, like, it just felt weird being in there. It just like there was always this uneasiness about it all. Yeah.
Well, I hope this Halloween special has had no glitches. Like the Patreon one was full of spookiness. I mean, I've got to say, I think I've already told the story on these podcasts. I'm not going to tell it again, but the most ghostly experience I've probably had in my entire life has happened to me this week since that show. It was like people telling me randomly that I've annoyed something. There's something around me that's unsettled. People looking at me on a screen telling me there's shit going on around me without me saying anything to them.
See, that's
asking me about electrical disturbances, which I was having. Quick, long story short, I don't know if I've already told it on this podcast earlier or whether you've listened to any of the other ones that I've put out this week. Patreon one. Obviously, again, Patreon, Whatkast Patreon, go to Spotify, Whatkast Patreon. Obviously, you've got to subscribe. It's a tiny fee, but there's tons and tons on there, loads of deep dives and the Patreon special, so you know what we're talking about, the Halloween special with all of the stuff I'm talking about. But if you're already on there and you've already heard it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Nothing would go right on this show. Like every time I'm trying to show footage of evidence of this house and things going on in it, in the Black Monk of Pontefract, everything's going wrong. The sounds weren't working. They've worked today fine, haven't they? Like nothing's gone wrong today. I've shown video today. Lee couldn't hear any sound. And do you remember when you could hear, like you couldn't hear sound, and now guys, I'll just talk through it. Then it froze. Yeah, like it wouldn't move on, and it's moving on for me, but not on the shared screen, and there's no reason for that. Like we would be frozen as well if there was a glitch with the actual studio here. It was just the video that was frozen, and the sound, everything was working for me. And then since then, I've had Xboxes turning off and on. I've had electrical sounds coming from corners of my house with no electrics in. And I've had this weird headache all week as well. Like that, it's just starting to shift now, but I've not felt the best at all. And it's almost made a believer of me, almost. But you know what I'm like.
Bouncy balls, mate.
I believe wholeheartedly in there's either spirits, demonic spirits. I really do believe it.
Yeah. Well, this is what people were telling me, that ghosts, someone described it to me when I was going, if there's a ghost there, fuck off, and all this shit. I was giving it all. Ghosts is almost like a reenactment, like what Azra was talking about earlier in the show, like something replaying something that's happened in a certain place. Like it's not actually happening, it's just people that are tuned in, apparently. Like, if you believe this stuff, I don't know. Can see the past, whereas a spirit is actually like an attachment, can attach to me, you, the house, a piece of furniture, something like that. That's how they describe it. And loads of people were telling me the same thing in a TikTok live when I was trying to get this show together.
I would love a medium to come on to this show, a clairvoyant or something, and just give us both some insight.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
sure I'd
see-
want that.
No?
Well, that's just, I'd rather not know about it. I'm happier not knowing, I think. I'm happier speculating. I mean, I'd like them to come on and do you.
Can read me if they want. I don't
You
mind.
can get cursed if you want. I heard Azra's got a lead, CL voodoo doll.
Mate, I'm up for it. Anyone listening to the show, if you're a medium, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient, whatever you are,
And you've got a sense of humour.
yeah.
I mean, you must have a sense of humour if you're listening to this.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd come on the show, give me a reading.
Because you hear that, like Azra was telling all of her stories, they're important to her, and I'm laughing and mocking stuff, but it's all in fun. Like you have to just take it with a pinch of black salt, apparently. That's what I was told, to get black salt to uncurse my house, which is fucking freaked me out. But there you go. Cheers, Cleo.
Yeah.
Right. So so that hopefully you've enjoyed this week's Halloween special. We've recorded it all in one go for the first time ever. It's normally like a big job for me to put all different clips together. We've done it all in one show this week. It's going to be going up on YouTube if you'd rather watch it, because there's some things you can see in it. And I've also got a great, fantastic backdrop here. I've got a new studio almost done up and cozy looking, with a fire in the corner. I was going to put a pumpkin on there and stuff, but I didn't. And Lee's got the usual clothes in the background. It looks like you've got an exercise bike or something now, isn't it? What is that?
It is a spin bike, yeah. I've done 45 minutes today.
Did you, is that new?
No, I've had that for about, well, say new. It's not brand new, but I was bought it second hand, so.
Yeah, but have you had it long?
No, about literally a month. About a
There you
month.
go. So that's what I meant. I meant new, not when was it actually made in the factory. I didn't want that information. Just is it new to you?
Yeah. that was a bit hard, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's difficult. All I meant was, is that new? Is that new in your life? That was all I meant.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, that's a good idea.
About a story.
Second-hand one. That's a good idea. I might have to do that. Get rid of this one. But I'm thinking, do I have a cozy studio with loads of cozy furniture and stuff and lights everywhere, or do I have an exercise bike? Because I go to the gym all the time anyway.
Cozy studio. Just use the gym.
Yeah, I'll just start going to the Eversley anyway, because it's closer, because I never go swimming. Right, anyway, that's all bollocks. I don't know why we're even putting that on the show. That was irrelevant.
You utter clown, stuttering moron.
Thanks. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. What do you think? I've got to stop putting some things on the list there now before we go, right? The Halloween list. I've got to play. I'm probably going to have to do the Halloween music again. No, I'll do that at the end. So, what was it? Ghost Land Rovers?
You just made the list.
Aliens?
You just made the list.
Ghost heavy breathing.
Yeah, ghost heavy breathing, which is clearly fox porn on silent mode.
You just made the list.
We've already put that clown on, haven't we? The clown thing that's not a killer.
You just made the list again.
Get on there again. Right.
Yeah.
What was disembodied legs?
You just made the list again.
They weren't on there before. Disembodied legs.
You just unmade the list.
Disembodied legs.
You just made the list.
I want to put Azra on the list because
we can't put the guests on the list.
No, you can. It's Azra. It's a privilege being on the list, and she gave us some great stories.
It's not a privilege being on the list. If Azra wants to go on the list,
put me on the list again.
No, you're already on the list. Lee,
you just made the list again.
Take me off the list.
All right, Lee.
You just unmade the list.
Who can we replace you with? Who can we replace you with? Oh, Azra.
You just made the list.
Azra, for saying you've got one story, then giving me four. I'll go on the list for that. We've got to find a reason for the list. Right, anyway, oil should be, there's a local celebrity that needs to go on the list.
My name is Swift, you better recognize now.
You just made the list.
Hey, Mom. Right, so please join us next time. I don't know what we're going to be doing next time, but I think, Lee, I watched that Yorkshire Ripper documentary, 3-parter on the Flicks of Net. Give it a watch. And we've also got there's information that I've come across to do with that case. So I think that is going to be the November deep dive on the Patreon, the Yorkshire Ripper. Because there's some new stuff that no one's ever covered before that I've found. So I think that'll be good for the next Patreon for November. Next week, I don't know what we're going to do, but if you've got any ideas, let me know in the week. on this Whatkast here. We done Guy Fawkes last year for the 1st of November, but I'm not sure I'll be able to get a show out next week because I'm away in the land of the phlegm next week, like Liverpool.
Right.
Couple of so I should be able to record still next Sunday. Right, anyway, thank you everybody. Please sign up for Patreon to get the other Halloween special on 30 East Drive, the Black Monk of Pontefract. You can hear what all the fuss is about with all this sounds going wrong and absolute. I've never ever struggled to make a show before like that. That was such a struggle, everything going wrong, trying to keep it going and stuff, and the things that have happened since. That is on patreon.com/Whatkast. Thank you, Paranormal Lee, for twice in 2 weeks now you've been on this show, with the Patreon one and this one. And your background's very much similar to CL's background when he's ours. So, cheers.
China.
Now, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to play us out a little bit of Halloween music.
You unbelievable clown.
Play that first. Where are we? And this one. We'll see you next time. Adios for now.
Yeah, later.
Got it. Let's go bang, bang, boo boo.
You utter clown, stuttering moron. No, mate. So maybe change the subject.
Don't affect my wages.
Like gas? That's what's happening. You just unmade the list.
It is cognitive dissonance.
You have been listening to Whatkast. Follow and contact us on the Twitter, the Book of Face, and the Gram of Insta at Whatkast with a K.